Simon, why don't you start and give us a quick introduction about yourself and your business?
So, I'm Simon Dunn. I've been with Printed.com for 10 years. Our business is a web-to-print business predominantly in the UK. We just launched in the US 2 weeks ago, which is nice to be here amongst new friends.
Welcome.
Poorly dressed Americans.
Yes, slobs. Trying to eat the mics.
And alongside Printed.com, as of 2 years ago, we have a platform called PrintedDirect, where we also serve other kind of big online European print businesses, which you will have heard of, through our factory in the northeast of England. Yeah.
Fantastic.
How long have you been in the business?
10 years. I think nobody ever expects to find themselves in print. I would assume not many people, but none of our senior team are kind of from traditional print backgrounds, which I think helps us. I think it's helped us from the e-commerce perspective, have people from logistics backgrounds and music backgrounds and lots of different industries. But yeah, it's a cool industry.
Very cool industry. Well, you've just launched into the US. Congratulations.
Yeah, welcome to America.
Welcome to America.
Welcome to America!
I was going to work. Very happy to have you.
Thank you.
As you've grown your UK and European business, now the US business, what are some of the demand signals that you're looking at?
What are the...
Like demand signals that you're looking at?
So I think it is different in the US. I think we're super early to kind of tell too much, but demand for wedding is something that is probably slightly different between the US and the UK, but I think demand is strong. Our growth in the UK, we segment between personal resellers and branding customers. Branding is I think we're all talking about it, it's kind of print on demand, mass customization, personalization, and that's where we see better conversion, more intent. So yeah, I think the business is moving in the direction of branding more than resellers, and I think the US should be a good marketplace for us to do that.
Do you see any untapped markets out there when you look at the landscape? Because obviously the US is a massive market, right? Within that, in the US, what are some of the markets that you think you're like, okay, this is green space for us to go attack?
Yes, I think the creative small businesses in web to print is underserved, and that's where we've done really well in the UK. I think it feels like that in the US when I look at the brand positioning of a lot of the web to print guys. We're more kind of premium end than volume end, and then similarly wedding, I think, because designing your own wedding collateral is easier and easier for the end user. The kind of macro democratization of design that everybody talks about means that we've really filled that gap in the UK of, if you have artwork and you want a really solid printer who can offer you a wide range of substrates and finishes and make it feel special, that's what we try and do. So yeah, I think hopefully we'll fit the same gaps in the US.
Hopefully. Yeah, I'm sure you're very excited for the future to see that market grow. Any predictions for what next year is going to look like for yourselves or the rest of the market?
For us, I think the UK is tough, but I think everyone I talk to from every country in the world says my country's tough at the minute. I think we're in a pretty good spot. We've got kind of renewed shareholder investment. We've spent a lot of money on equipment. We've spent a lot of money on the site. We've had double-digit growth. Probably we're into our third year of that. And I think it is a bit of a snowball effect.
Yeah.
So I think we're in a pretty good spot in the UK. I think wider than that, it is still tough. I think we'll see a lot more consolidation. I've talked about this with a few guys that I think, as well as the offline consolidation of print manufacturers, which has happened consistently for the last 10 years, we'll start to see a bit of it online. There's lots of us in the web to print space, but there's also lots of smaller resellers. And I think we're starting to see that kind of consolidation, which partly is just maturity of the industry, but is also because it's quite tough. Yeah.
It's a very competitive space.
It is.
It's a very competitive space, but a lot of opportunity.
A lot of opportunity. Yeah.
That's the thing is, we always talk about the size of the sandbox. I mean, there's just so much room, and as the print technologies continue to evolve and change, it just opens the door up for that expansion to happen. So, now some additional, just fun follow-up questions. Is this your first Printing United?
It is. Yeah.
What are you looking at here? Like, what made you decide to come? Besides the fact that you just launched in the U.S., why Printing United?
Yes, I think from a partnerships perspective, it means I can meet a lot of people at the same time in the same place practically, which is super helpful. There is actually some equipment, as we're a manufacturer in the UK. There are some things that there are delays between US and Europe, one way or the other. So there's definitely Canon's released today of their XL Colorado product. I've got a meeting with those guys, so it's a bit of equipment, but mainly build on existing and hopefully find new friends and partners.
Yeah.
We wanted to see you, Rusty.
I wanted to see you mainly.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that because Simon's one of my favorite people.
Simon's one of my favorite.
And they've got a great facility. I mean, I had the privilege to go out there. What was that last winter or spring this past year? It was an incredible facility. It was well run. As well as facilities, you can just tell they give a shit. They really care about what they're doing, and they're expanding. I think they'll just open up another.
Yeah, we've taken another building this year. Yeah. Took one last year. Kind of separated large format into its own space. Yeah, lots to do, but getting there.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, thanks for joining us, Simon.
Thank you so much for having me.
You as always, and congratulations on the launch in the US.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.